Okay, everybody, welcome back to my digital practice video series. This one is called Knowing Your Client Acquisition Cost, or your CAC, or your CAC, however you'd like to say it. This is, I think, probably one of our first videos where we're going to get really into kind of the businessy stuff of it, not just the website or marketing necessarily, or how to develop my image or my brand, but this is a piece of data, a data set that I think is extremely important and is a mark of all successful companies. Outside of the therapy world, if you're in some kind of service industry, say like you work at McDonald's, or you own a Chick-fil-A, or you work at a restaurant or a hotel or any other real major company that has clients, say like Nike or Apple, one of your questions you're always going to ask is how do I know how much money I'm spending on advertisement, and is that working? So I'm going to ask this question: is my advertisement working? Is all that money that I'm putting into my advertisement actually getting me the results that I'm looking for, or am I just kind of wasting money? And so you're probably thinking, as you've read through this book, and if you haven't, by the way, you should definitely get a copy. My Digital Practice, you can buy it on the website right now, right here, this fancy website, mydigitalpractice.net. And you can just buy it. Click on that button right there, buy the book. $19.95, we'll ship it anywhere you are. $11.99 for the ebook. You get that immediately. So it's a great deal. If you're still unsure and you want to learn a little bit more, you can get that first chapter for free. Lots of worksheets, and there's some other videos that you can watch as well. They're all free. So I hope you enjoy those. But this is a piece of data for the therapist that's really ready to get serious about growing their business. And one of the things you're probably thinking about is, should I spend all this money in advertisement, and how do I know if it works, right? Should I spend $1,000 on Google AdWords? And if I'm spending $1,000 on Google AdWords and I'm only getting 5 clients, is that worth it? Well, that answer is unknown, right? We don't have enough data to answer that question. Because if you're spending $1,000 a year on Google AdWords and you're getting 5 clients from it, that might not be a terrible thing if you break it down. But you're also spending, $200 a client, and how much money are you making off each client? If you make, on the average life of a client, say you beat the national average of 7 sessions per client, and you see clients, say 10 sessions or 20 sessions, and you're charging $200 a session or $150 a session or $100 a session, you are making money on that deal. Right? You are winning. You are making money. But maybe you're not making the right amount. Maybe you should be making more. Maybe there's a better avenue out there for you to streamline that. And maybe you have other avenues, other advertisement avenues that are doing better. And so maybe you're asking yourself, should I stop investing so much money in Google Ads? And should I maybe move that money over to Facebook or Instagram or old-fashioned networking? Just kind of getting involved in those things. So big questions that you might have. And there's one piece of data that's always going to inform you of if your marketing strategy is working, if you're getting the results that you want. And that is this super easy marketing term just called your client acquisition cost, your CAC. So easy to use, so simple. It is a very easy tool, and if you're not tracking that tool regularly, then you're really making information without. You're just making uninformed decisions. You're making decisions without really quality, good information, and so that's something you definitely want to check for. And make sure you know what your CAC is at all times. And I use green here for money, right? Because that's what we're all about, is the money. That is a total joke. Obviously, we did not get into therapy to get paid. We're here to help people. So your CAC starts with this, the C, right? The client. You need your client acquisition cost, right? Your CAC. So how much does it cost me to acquire a new client per client? Well, it's very difficult to answer that question specifically. You can't go out and say client number 82 or Jim, how much money did I spend to acquire Jim? Jim might say he found you on Psychology Today. Well, we know I paid $29.95 to be on Psychology Today. So did Jim cost me $29.95? If Jim's the only client that came from Psychology Today that month, then yes, Jim cost you $29.95 to acquire. However, if you got 5 clients that all came from Psychology Today, it's a little bit less, right? So when we're thinking about our client acquisition cost, our CAC, what we want to know is first our advertisement, right? So how much is our ad budget? What did we spend, right? How much did we spend on this approach? And we'll do some dollar signs. Right? Did we spend $100, $1,000, $10,000, right? How much money do we spend on this approach to acquire these clients? And then we need to set that over a period of time. So over 1 month, 1 month, easy way to track, 1 calendar month. I spent $1,000 last month on all my advertisement combined. So let's say I did Google Ads, I did Psychology Today, I did some paid social media, I got some print ads that I put out, I went to 10 networking events, and all that together cost me $1,000 last month. And then let's say I got 100 clients over that time period. So all that yielded me 100 clients, right? Very easy math here. We use these simple numbers because we're therapists and math is hard, right? So obviously your CAC is $10 a client. Not a bad number. It's actually quite good. So if you're spending $1,000 and you're getting 100 clients a month, then you're spending $10 per new client, which is great. Right, so you're spending $10. That's your CAC, right? Right, so we are spending $10. Our CAC in that is $10. Right, that's great. It's a great deal. But maybe we want to go in a little bit deeper and kind of break this down. How much of that was on Psychology Today? We'll call that PT. For you. How much of that was on PT? How much of that was on Google? How much of that was on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, right? How much did you spend on each of those? And how many new clients self-reported that they came from one of those? And then you can apply that same formula over that one period of time, that 1 month. I spent X, I yielded X. Right? So we don't want to guess. We don't want to say, well, over the last 3 months, I got this many clients, but I did a big ad campaign 6 months ago. That's not how we pool our client acquisition cost. It's just very simple that in the month or week or year or 6 month period that you spent this marketing dollar, you yielded this number of new clients. So we take that number, and then we can kind of compare. And you can compare and say, how much did it cost me per new client on Psychology Today? How much did it cost me per new client on Google and on Facebook? Oh, I didn't get any new clients on Twitter. Nobody said they found me on Twitter. That's not uncommon, right? I don't think people are going on Twitter to find a therapist, but it's good for branding, so we should add some money there. But no clients say, hey, we didn't find you on Twitter, even though maybe you spent $100 there, right? Or just really invested time and energy in doing it. And then, nobody found you on Instagram, right? So then we want to say, okay, we spent this $1,000. Let's say we did 500 at Google, right? We did 300 at Psychology Today and 200 at Facebook, right? Now, Psychology Today obviously does not allow you to just throw money at it, but if you have 10 clinicians in your practice, you're spending about $300 a month, right? If each of them have a profile. Google, you just say, hey, I'm going to spend $500, right? So you can increase and decrease that amount as you like, and same with Facebook, right? So if you have 10 providers in your practice and everybody has a Psychology Today page, then you're spending about $300 a month, per month. To bring in those new clients. If you have a clinician, if you have a therapist that's full and you want to cut that and save that $29.95 and you think that's going to help you, you can definitely do that. But here is the great thing about looking at your CAC score. If you see that you got, of these 100 new clients that you got in, if more than 30 of them came from Psychology Today, then you beat your $10 score. So if actually 50 of the clients, of those 100 new clients, came from Psychology Today, that Psychology Today advertisement is actually bringing you in clients at a lower acquisition cost, which is really kind of cool. So if you are above the 50 with Google, then Google is bringing you in the lowest cost. Typically, the way I've seen it is that Psychology Today is going to bring in about 40 of those new clients, and Google's going to bring in about 55 of those new clients, right? And so of those 100, right? So you're actually, Psychology Today is actually saving you some money. It's working out for you. It's better. It's beating your Google ads. Even though Google ads are helping, they're getting your name out there and your brand out there, right? But it definitely does inform you. A good thing for this, let me kind of clean this up a little bit if it gets a little too crowded here. A good thing here to do is obviously to look at it and say, well, what I can definitely tell is my Facebook ads that I spent $200 on this month only yielded me 2 clients. Then I'm like, oh, geez, I think I'm overspending because I'm spending $100 per new client. And if my average is 10, then I'm way above the average. So this tells me one of two things. One, it tells me it's not working, right? So then it gives me 2 options. If it's not working, what do? I can get rid of it. I can drop it and just say, hey, I'm done with Facebook. We're gonna give that up. Or I can take another approach and I can say, let's tool it. Let's fix it. Let's look into there and see why it's not working and look at our other advertisement campaigns to see why they did work, right? So I think that kind of covers everything about the CAC and why it is so important. Again, the client acquisition cost is a piece of data, and it's something that you have to track regularly and definitely want to keep up with on a regular basis. Data, I think, is a very, very important part of running a successful company. If you don't have good data, if you don't know your data, then you're definitely not going to be as successful as you could be. Data is the cornerstone for any successful marketing campaign. Knowing where your money's going, knowing what it's producing is going to help you to make those really good informed decisions. And part of tracking data is exercising restraint. You're going to get into a place where you're ready to grow your business. You're ready to grow that practice. You want to see it accelerate. You want to see it grow. You want to go from 10 new clients a week to 30 new clients a week as you bring on new therapists. And that's great, and you can definitely accomplish those goals. But if you put $500 into Google AdWords and then you don't see any new clients, and you said, hey, I want to try this campaign for 6 months, and you pull that after 2 months, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're not giving yourself enough time to run the data, to know that number, to be able to track that appropriately. So definitely be sure to set those advertisement campaigns. Again, you can find out more of that information in My Digital Practice. Buy the book today, $19.95, ebook $11.99. You get it today. We'll ship anywhere to you for the physical hard copies. You can get it on Amazon, but you're already here. You're on the website. Just buy it here. Save me $6. So, because Amazon takes all of your money, apparently. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. You can always find me through the contact page on the website there, as well as Twitter at TCG_Dallas. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope this was helpful. Just remember, leave that number alone. If you have a campaign, set it and forget it, right? Let it run, let it do its thing. And then at the end of the campaign, run the CAC score, like run your CAC, right? Know your CAC off that campaign and your other campaigns as well. Get ready to do this monthly, quarterly, annually, right? Biannually. Just know that data, track that data, and then make informed decisions based off of it. All right. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out with me.